Hello, Old School Gamer 1971 here, greetings one and all, especially to you Millie and Lloyd. Today my third hour thoughts is on LEGO DC Supervillains. I've been playing this game for around 3 hours and this is what I think. So LEGO DC Supervillains is Traveller's Tales game. It's an action adventure and it came out for the PlayStation 4 in 2018. So there are a few ways of looking at the LEGO games. This is part of the DC games, so the 3 Batman games that came before it, all of which was excellent. But overall there are loads of games from Traveller's Tales in the LEGO universe. Middle-earth, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, Marvel and DC. All play very similar. But all of them are so much fun to play. Considering the first game came out for the PlayStation 2 and we are now 2 generations later, it is testament to their games and their choices of material. I can remember spending so many hours on these games with Kyle, Little Dan and Lloyd. Thank you all for those hours we put into these games, so many good times. And thank you Traveller's Tales. Your games probably add up to around 2,400 hours plus of my life, and not 1 minute has ever felt a waste. Finally it is time for them villains to shine. Having had a successful escape, Harley Quinn and Joker are escaping up a building, with Harley recording footage on her phone. She captures some footage of the escapees being recaptured by the Justice League. Out of nowhere appears some other heroes calling themselves the Justice Syndicate, who capture the Justice League and shrink them into a tube. Harley drops the phone on the roof whilst escaping. It becomes apparent they're from a different dimension called Earth 3, and that they are the true villains of the game. You're the Earth's original villains, and you must save the Earth and the Justice League. This is not from a movie, so it's an original story. So is this supervillains, or is there no presentation? Shout out to Megamind. It opens up with Commissioner Gordon dropping off a high security inmate, the Rookie, who was arrested breaking into Professor Evo's laboratory. He's taking the Rookie to Stryker Prison. Gordon starts to question Lex Luthor. Thanks to Mercy, however, the escape commences. At this point you have to create a character. This is the first time you've had to do this, before it has always been optional. You can go as in depth as you want, you know, like picking powers and things like that. However, you can edit the character later. Mercy, Lex and the newly created character set out to escape. This is a good opening. Not only just is the storytelling interesting, making your own character at the beginning is a nice touch, and involving your creation in the story is also something new. So graphics. I could cop out with it's the usual affair, but that's not true. There is some improvement every time. However, I've always been a huge fan of the Batman games, as they have a gothic styling that I really like. The buildings, vehicles, even the population of Gotham, and Metropolis for that matter, look authentic. The last few LEGO games, the maps have been outstanding, as well the characters have been overhauled. All around it's graphically good. Not a masterpiece, but certainly not ugly. I like the sound for these games, they always seem to hit the nail on the head. I will admit I may be biased, but if something is right, it's right. The voiceover is excellent and the music is from the TV shows and movies. To me, if they got this wrong, then the atmosphere would have been destroyed. As it is, they done a good job. Again, it is Batman, and as with Star Wars and Harry Potter, these are the best soundtracks. The weapons sound cartoony enough too. Also, the ammo looks it, so snaps all round. So we move on to combat, exactly what you've come to expect. Now I'm pretty sure that if you made it this far into the review, then you are a LEGO game fan. So combat is nothing new. But if it isn't broken, don't mess about with it. Look at it like this. I've never picked up my controller and not had fun on these games. To collect studs, it is best to shoot things and hit things. Two of my favourite things to do in gaming. The other is farming. It's a nice mix of weapons and superpowers, all of which look good. You can change how some of the powers look in the options as well. With enemies and bosses aplenty to beat the hell out of, it's one on my to-do list for 2019. Whilst no real changes to gameplay, it's only really part of the story. The level design, world map, story, characters and character creation, more on that in a minute. However, as far as gameplay, impeccable as per usual. Yes, I am totally biased, I love the games. I love how the game changes in free play. To get the most out of the game you have to play it through twice at least. But in free play, because your choice of characters, it changes how the levels play. And with hidden areas and a map to go through, there is a lot of game for you to play through here. The last few LEGO games have took me around 50 to 100 hours each. So we'll move on to characters. With a large roster, even more so with the DLC. What I can say is I wish other companies would take note of how cheap the season pass is. LEGO games always seem to excel when it comes to characters. There are always so many. Finding and collecting them all is always a task, I can tell you. It is cool, however, to unlock your favourites. Some characters are needed for their abilities to unlock other characters and stuff in levels. Now the character creator. This is damn fine. With many more options when creating your character than usual, you unlock more powers along the way. It is quite an upgrade compared to the other titles, and a welcome one at that. In a way, LEGO games almost has atmosphere twofold. First off, you have the LEGO atmosphere. So much fun and totally tongue-in-cheek. LEGO has a style all to itself. The other is dependent on the content of the game. DC villains here. Now if you like the LEGO humour of the past LEGO games, then it's always down to a T. The other really depends how much you like the source material. Whilst I've liked some LEGO games more than others, I have never played a bad one in my opinion. This is no different. Also, that voiceover is spot on, and good characterization too make the atmosphere in this game really good. So am I interested after 3 hours? Okay, first off, this is a game I always wanted. The villains in the LEGO games are always entertaining, so a story about them would be brilliant and something new. Because the story is not based on a movie, it has a little more freedom with the source material. LEGO games has always been in amongst my favourite co-op experiences, and it's pretty good in single player too. So in short, it's a super villain. Also, for anyone that likes to think this is a kid's game, tell me a kid that can get the platinum. 162 plus characters, excluding DLC, 200 gold bricks, and 20 red bricks. It will be a platinum that I will enjoy getting. So that about wraps it up. I hope you all have a really good day. If this has been helpful in any way, please like, comment, share and subscribe, as it helps the channel grow and makes an old man very happy. I post new videos every week. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Old School Gamer 1971 signing off.